Away from my life. Why you leave me? Why you leave me? Baby, tell me, baby, tell me. Hello, and welcome to Coordination Fan TV. I am Bilo, I am your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Amakosi Football Club, and in today's video we are talking about Denis Nya, the new defender that is being linked with the Kaizer Chiefs. It could be nothing, it could be something, but we will talk about him regardless because with time we've learned to you don't just take these links for granted because we are Kaizer Chiefs, and usually when there are links like this, they end up materializing if Chiefs does not chip out, obviously, because that's the road that they've traveled really well, right? So I think we should always talk about such things when they come up because yeah, that's what's up. So if you are new to this channel, in this channel we speak everything Kaizer Chiefs. We preview, we review Kaizer Chiefs matches, and we basically just talk about anything that has to do with the Kaizer Chiefs. Today, yes, the video is about Kaizer Chiefs transfer news, but this is not a news channel. So that's just a disclaimer that I want to put out there for people to not say, hey, unamanga wena, because I'm not a reporter. I'm not a reporter, so I don't want people saying, hey, unamanga, blah, blah, blah. No, literally. So I also want to get your guys' view on this player as well. So do tell me, Oguti, whether this would be a good idea. And in the meantime, I want to set up a poll because, well, that's what we do now. We have my polls on every video. Do you think it would be a good idea to sign Denis Nya? I-click rating ayibona, it's over the roof because abantu babone nje transfer news and everyone clicked to watch. Okay, so let's get into it then, right? So Denis Nya, who is this guy? So this guy is actually Denis Nya. He's a Nigerian. He's the center back. He's right-footed, and he does not have an agent. He's currently playing for Kaizer United. This is all interesting, right? This is all interesting. So the first thing is that maybe let me just do it from here so that y'all can also see what I'm talking about here. Not this one, but this. So yeah, you can see now. So this is the guy that we're talking about here. We're talking about this guy, Denis Nya. So he did win a World Cup champion at under 17 level. These are his stats. He was born in 1996. He's a Nigerian. He's turning 27 end of this year. And now my stats are that I think are more important where he plays. Left center back can play there. Obviously, you can play any side, more center back really. And then he can also play as a right back. Shooting and assist against now right now because we also need versatile players. And yeah, he has also played as a defensive midfielder as well. He's playing for Kaizer United. Kaizer United, the last time I checked, wasn't that the same team where we go to Lazarus Kambole? I think so. I'm not sure if I'm wrong, incorrect. But there he is. He plays for Kaizer United. Natsoge laptop yami ifuna ukungigila imkhuba. But that's not the point. The point about this guy is this. Uguti, he's a guy without an agent as well, which I think is a big deal for Chiefs. Why am I saying it's a big deal with a player does not have an agent? Because it takes away one of the excuses that Chiefs usually has. It's either a player is this or that. So magungena agent, that means the Chiefs can basically scam the player if they want to scam the player. Not that I'm promoting it, but I'm just saying Guti, it makes things much easier for the Chiefs. The player does not have an agent. The player can be available for Chiefs. I don't think for much from Izesco United. So for them financially, it's looking like ingaba right. It could be easier for him. Funny enough, I'm starting to notice Uguti Chiefs are moving further north with their recruitment, which makes sense, right? Because the players that we are there are here in African football. Most of them come from the north, Central Africa to the north. So yeah, the Chiefs now, they seem to be moving that direction to sign players from the northern part of the continent. It's Denis Nya to those people who are still asking, and he's playing. He's Denis Nya. He's playing for Izesco United. He's 26, and what I saw, because I do what any Kaizer Chiefs fan naturally does when we see transfers or players being linked with the Chiefs. I go to YouTube obviously and I watch highlights. Okay, so I saw him, and then from the video clip that I saw, obviously highlights, and highlights, they show you just that. They show you highlights. Uguti, he looks assured as a defender. He looks like Agasabi Ugba challenge. He looks like he has an acceleration about him, right? There is that thing, Uguti. He can accelerate, right? Maguguti kumela catch up nomdlali. He can also position himself very well. Ngama aerial balls ngimbonile ukuthi we are challenged a lot of times when it comes to being on the ball as well. He looks relaxed. So akhona ama plus ngaye from what I saw egaming yakhe ukuthi okay, come on the ball, we are competitor aerially. He's aggressive, he has acceleration about him, positioning yakhe is good. However, it makes me ask a question, right? Yoguti, do we really need him? I'm not saying we don't. I'm just saying if the Chiefs are really pursuing him, do we need him, right? Because I've said 5 things about him that he can bring with Chiefs. But do we need him? Like, do we really need him? Because we've signed Utitlokwe as a left-footed centre-back, right? And right-footed centre-back, we have Abongezana, Ukweneka. People will say a lot of things about the people I just counted, especially Ukweneka. But we do have them, right? We do have those players. We have Abonjabulo Ngobo, who are not playing as we speak. We have Utitlok, as I said, who's been signed on a pre-contract, and we don't know what's gonna be the situation. So I that's just the question that I'm asking myself, Fuguti. What's the motivation behind this player, right? What's the motivation behind signing a player? Egbeni, position, it seems to be solid. Because you know what? My problem is that this thing of chasing after players that we might not necessarily need is just going to cause us more headaches, right? Because we are busy chasing after this defender who might just be good for us, but there are other areas that need more structure or more depth in our etimini yethu. Like we need a winger desperately. Kusasa sokhuluma ngoPulemode and other wingers that Chiefs can sign, but because there are news ngaye on the other side. But I am really not sure ukuthi do we actually need this player or not, because I know, guys, Sobon, yeah, I really don't get it, right? I don't get why kuneimbobe iningi. Or it could be just the fact that, so I saw a comment from someone. I will read your comments right now. Uguthi we got to Kambule no Akumu from Izesco United. So it does seem like Chiefs Valley has some kind of a relationship with Izesco United. So it's like whenever a player becomes available with Izesco, so someone tells the Chiefs good there's a player available. And that's another problem. Ilokunja indaba isekutheni, should we be signing players because they are available, or should we be signing players because we need them, right? Because if kuthiwa Chiefs, where's the position that needs strengthening, and everyone on the chat will agree we need an attacking midfielder, we need a winger, someone, but not necessarily a defender. So yeah, that's the thing. And you show a good team. Yeah. Anyways, I'll take funda my comments and ungizwe ukuthi nithini. By the way, guys, please do like the video. Blade is here. Wola Blade. Mthetho Sosibo says Kosi awe Kosi. Nangu Mandla says ma Kosi. Kosi Theo awe. Shompilo Fetu Kosi for life awe. Spiwe says Kosi Nationals awe. Blade says who's then Fetu sengichazile Blade. And then I asked for some reason when I talk to Blade or about Blade, I just feel like I know him. I've not even seen this guy, but I feel like I know you, Kosi. Like, I don't know why. Anyway, more comments. Usimba says that will be a good player. Yes. Have you seen him play with Simba? Auschel. Uhlubi says Ola Kosawe. Umandla says, this one I'm not sure. Haven't seen anything on him. Hey, simangazo Sahil, abadlali manje sesebezokumangaza ngempela. Ayikho sengizama nokuchecka manje ukuthi abadlali banani, because uSahil besithi uyaboza nangu sefikile kwiChiefs use cause havoc, and he's slowly becoming the fans' favorite. So sasheshe samjaja noSahil, but look at him now. Hopefully he continues to play that way and perform. And then Umsawenkosi have also answered ukuthi who is he. Blade says we can scam him, get sued, and be banned for a season or two. That's what we do already in Velona Blade. We find a way around this thing. We got away with this thing, a chicken in, although we knew Gucci Chiefs did something shady there, but somehow they've gotten away with it. So they are getting smarter with scamming people. Selaela says, Prompilo, it's so heartwarming to hear foreign players appreciate Naturena while our own don't. Indaba of course, if we're being honest, I'm not trying to make South Africa sound like the best country in Africa, right? Because we are not. We have inkinga zethu nje iningi yabo esingakhuluma ngazo kushona ilanga. But the thing is, if a player comes to Chiefs for my trials, I can pause there and just let you think and have your own ideas. How am I going to finish the sentence? If a player comes to Chiefs for my trials, that means they want to move to Chiefs. That means they might not be happy with the team they're playing for. and that means i-Chiefs not that means i-Chiefs vele is known ukuthi they, as much as they cheaper out with regards to signing players with the amount of money that teams usually demand, when it comes to salaries they do pay better. And if you're gonna take a player who's playing, for instance, Zambia, Ghana, Zimbabwe, they are going to get more money at Chiefs. So a player will say anything about Kaizer Chiefs and say, I appreciate the village. The village is the best thing since peanut butter and jelly. They will say anything as long as they get that contract. Abadlala ma hypocritical kabi. Umdlali njengoba umthemba akusikho nje ukuthi yinto enkulu uthanda iChiefs, cha. Mina ngisho nangu this abadlali nje William bahamba boshootha wearing a Tottenham Hotspur t-shirt, then by the end of the day he had signed for Chelsea. Nangu Danjuma just did the same thing, went to take, he even wore iJersey Everton. By the end of the day he was wearing iJersey Spurs. So abadlali, they can say anything. All of a sudden we know a player was supporting United or Jack Grealish, yet all of a sudden they are playing for his seat and they are saying it's their dream team. Kuphila abadlali nje, mina don't trust what players say and make it seem like Chiefs is a big deal. No, they are just about getting that money. So yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. And then Tebogo says, yes, we got Kambule and that defensive midfielder Teddy from Zesco. So as I said, I think it's that thing, Uguti, we've been told Uguti there's a player available and we did not care whether we need the player or not. We're like, okay, there's a player available, let's go sign him. And Velege, if he's good in any way, shape or form, it wouldn't hurt Vele to sign him from Chiefs' perspective. Uhlubi says no, because the focus should be on creative and attacking players, not defenders. I don't care where he plays. Akunandaba, we should be focusing. Vele wena kosi kukhona ukuthi we need to prioritize, right? You just need to prioritize. You can't just say, oh no, I'm going to sign this player just because. If a player, it doesn't matter whether they're available or not, we need to prioritize ukuthi what's good for Chiefs and what does Chiefs actually need at this point in time. So in part I agree with you. Spear says, but what is this player bringing to Kaizer Chiefs? Okonya aibo Okonya is what you said, right? Yes, Okonya, Denis Okonya. Yeah, I think I've explained ukuthi I think it comes down to availability mhlambi and the relationship between Zesco. He's a player available, Chiefs. Come sign him. Do we need him? Who cares? He's available. That's what they say, Chiefs. That's what I imagine them saying. Okay. Next comment is from Mutio who says, Mpilo Fetu, we're facing a serious problem and every match we are picking injuries, but we have a fitness trainer. Ingaba uzitrainer yena or utrainer players ngoba you can see usiscora kora. As I don't want to talk about Indaba Kamuzi on a video like this because I feel like that topic needs to be covered on its own video, right? Because if we're being honest, it's a topic on its own, and I wouldn't want to ngike phezulu and leave it at that because let me just say, as I said, Gulea series layer of honest conversations that I've been posting on the channel, which you guys should check out, by the way, is where I'm going to also talk about him. On these live streams, I try to talk about things that were are happening on a daily. So series layer is just something that won't be interrupted, that I'll be posting until I finish everything that I can talk about Kaizer Chiefs, that I can honestly talk about. But here, then I'll talk about the news, the things that maybe are coming up as we go on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, isikora ngizokhuluma ngaso kuleya series. Msawenkosi Mngomezulu says we need creative midfielders only. Umthetho Sosibo says if you have Dube and Jabulo not playing in your team, that means something is wrong and you're going to look for an unknown player. Akere phela, they are looking for an unknown player because they are not satisfied with Dube no Ngobo. So looking for this unknown player is a way of solving their problems. Utitloko is going to solve the Dube problem. So I'm guessing Okonya is coming to solve the Ngobo problem, I guess, because Kwayani Ngobo is not being played. So I think he's not going to be given a chance in any case. So they are replacing them. Uhlubi says we have TT already joining next season. Yeah, I think I just said Lento Gut. I think it's two problems that are being solved by Chiefs right now. By the way, if you don't know yet, you can now become a member of this channel. It's only 20 rands per month. All you have to do is to just click the join button below. 20 rands per month. You get videos exclusively before anyone else does. And as you can see, people like Abu Kosimandla, they have stickers next to their names that make them stand out because they are members of this channel. And yeah. Please support the channel, guys. As you can see, I'm busy showing this picture and then coming back to my face because the camera, that is the phone, is just giving me trouble. So I need a more powerful computer for streaming, and this computer is struggling much. So becoming a member will help me financially to get these things and deliver better quality for you as well. So yeah, please do support the channel by becoming members. And then Unontutuzelo says, I am Bill. For me, we don't need him. I agree with you on that one. Blade says our scouting department is a joke. Msawenkosi says Zwane must swallow his pride and start giving up players game time. As guys, I have this problem that we seem to make it seem like Uzwane is the end all and be all when it comes to who Chiefs actually signs, because I always refer back to the clearest signal. Yoguti Uzwane said he wanted a striker. He said he didn't want to Caleb, yet to Caleb ended up being signed by Chiefs. Uzwane wanted a winger. Uzwane was not given a winger. He ended up settling for ukudlalisa uMahlatsi ekubeni sasibona kahle ukuthi he didn't want to play uMahlatsi all along. So these players, some of them are just being given to him and he has to deal with that. So I think it's also unfair to make it seem like it's Zwane's issue ukuthi abanye abadlali bayasayinwa or abasayinwa or whatnot. So I don't think it's fair to him. Let me restart my phone and reconnect it again because kunenkinga nje. Okay, the next comment is from Umandla, who says Chiefs must keep signing Dube and Matoho are gone, so it's good as preparation for next season. Yes, actually one mistake that we made is that nami ngibuye emsebenzini, so I didn't actually start and calculate, because if you think about it, the other bright side ngokuthi if they do sign this player, think about it this way: uMatoho is leaving, uDube is leaving, so two defenders are leaving vele, and ama center backs especially, and uHlanti is older. So that means vele Chiefs will need to strengthen midfield, because even uMakate is not coming out from it development straight to Chiefs. So you could see a possibility yokuthi maybe, just maybe, it's also a way yokuthi Chiefs, they are trying to strengthen or replace the players who are leaving the Chiefs. So you could see it that way. The question is, will this defender be willing to come and sit on the bench? But I don't think that would be a big problem for him. It might be, but the thing is, if I look at him, it's not like he's like an international player ukuthi he's been consistently been played with national team yakhe. So bengizothi if he was a national player, if he was playing for a national team, bengizothi he might have a problem with that, because ukuhlaliswa ebhenchini if you are playing for a national team could be offensive to players. So since yena ngawabona ama-caps, I don't see a lot of caps for a national team la. So to me that then says ukuthi even if he's coming in as a rotation player, he probably wouldn't mind it. If he's coming as a rotational player, he probably wouldn't mind it. So there are a lot of factors. I told you about this phone. There are a lot of factors or things that could be going on. I am just saying ukuthi as much as nama benefits as were at the Chiefs, I hope ukuthi buying him or scouting him or whatever, I hope it's not based on he's available, let's get him. I hope it's just based on, oh no, we need a defender. Okay, where can we find a defender? Oh, Zesco United has this guy, so let's go sign him. That's, yeah. And then Spesita says we only have one foreign spot left, so it's either him or Mendieta, in which Mendieta might make perfect sense because we need Mendieta ASAP. That's if we can sign next season. Let me think when Spesita kunaba kunukelepu kona usail lapha phambili. Velukama doesn't count because he's now like a citizen as a South Africa, 1, and 2, he's also living in any case. And then the other space is taken by Udove, who I think now is at the point where he might become a citizen or something like that. So, and then who else? I forget the other players. Wow, why did I forget our other foreign players, which is ending blanking and Pella in my brain right now. So I can only think of the two guys, the strikers. Yeah, I can only think of the two guys abangama foreigner Chiefs right now. So which basically means we do have spaces for other foreign players actually Chiefs. So we can just count Usai, Ludove and the other one. So there's only 2 spaces that are remaining. Usai no Pimenyiman. So it could be both of them. Oh, Konje not Titlokwenai, he's not South African, so yeah, there is also that. And then Khodisho says, my brother, yes, my brother. Skelem, who's that Kosi and sitting in Storisak? Oh guys, nina niyang hlukumeza nini, yazi niyang abuse, it's abuse. Zoisho again. This guy plays for Zesco United. He's 26, turning 27 this year, and he looks decent enough. Aerial balls, he competes. When it comes to his comfortability on the ball, he looks comfortable enough. So yeah, Zesco United. We've signed a player from them before, 2 players in fact, Lazarus Kambule, and it didn't end well. No, Akumu, which also didn't end well, but we'll see what happens with him. He's probably just preparing for next season. Isikhathi se-podcast kahle siyaphela manje. I mean, it's a live stream, but we'll stretch it by 5 or 10 more minutes because yeah. Theo says, guys, we have enough defenders. We only need coaching. That's all. Otladisa, wait, what? Otladisa. Okay. Guys, we have enough defenders. They only need coaching. That's all. Otladisa Pule. Those would be a good signing for Chiefs, and 1 striker target. I think you vele uvumelana nalabanye who have said the other things. And then ama-comments jesu. Khona i-comment engiyiskiphile ethi I haven't seen a player on the field. We nonetheless need quality players to assist us when we play in Africa. And then the next comment is Omandla was saying signing must start early. Vincent Kompany even said he brought line like hey now in Jan to be ready for next season. We only have okay saying ifundile comment. And then Mandla is also asking if we are releasing Caleb next season. Those foreign sports are important. Who played says Kama and Keegan earn more money than Bukayo Saka. He got a new contract, so I think he's getting more money than them now. But the fact that at some point they did out-earn him tells you a lot. Lufuno Comfort says, hello, Mr. Chairman. Do you think Caleb will replace Saile when he comes back? Off topic, but I doubt that. I really highly doubt that. Give Usael 3 games and they will show you flames. So I doubt Caleb will get his place. I think Caleb is done for Kugulia position. Moses Sizo says Holampilo Nation sebecalile ukusbribe laba ngalezi nkomo zezesco. These mutaungs these mutaungs don't take us serious. Uspio says defending department were okay, but we still need to replace Blom. Left wing, I asked for Mashiane. As for striker, Caleb is not doing us justice. We need reinforcement. Oh my goodness, the camera is not working, which sucks. And then okay, we are back, sort of. What am I even doing? I'm doing this. I'm trying to trick you even more. Okay, green screen. Anyways, while I was fixing all that, we need to reinforce. So yeah, okay, Bagasningezi justice and futhi umosha the foreign sports that can be taken by a striker who's going to take us serious. Moses says we struggle to score. They want to sign a defender. Are they well in their heads? Walter says, well, Kunika is not make sure. So if that guy is quality, we should consider him. We need depth. Remember, we're playing Super League this year. No, we are not playing Super League, Walt. We talked about that thing. We are not playing Super League. There is no Super League for Chiefs. There is a video where we talk about that whole situation unless something changes. But as it looks, it's only Sundowns from Southern Africa, not even South Africa, who are going to Super League. Walter says scouting department is one of the best in the country. Our scouting department, Walter. Are you talking about our scouting department? Ours. Hey, Walter. Njani, bruh. Njani. How is our scouting department one of the best in the country? Best in Empel. Okay. Spiwe is saying, how do you say our scouting department is one of the best and we've been failing to get players all this time? Or maybe you are referring to the fact that we do get players, but them Downs don't sign them, which I would agree with on that side. Next is Uspio says Mandla Spanner, those foreign sports are important. In terms of billiard, was a great signing. It's unfortunate it didn't materialize. And people forget that Tugutu Billiard has actually given us some good moments at times. It's just that I'm injuries which by the way was if you think about it and you just go back, you do think Uguti it was probably a thing that was overlooked. Uguti, why would you sign a player who's injury prone? Because they knew. I'm sure these things came up Kuma medical. Kuguti he has some injury problems, but we still signed him because of billiard. No manya we knew Guti had injury, but he was a free agent, so we signed him. That's classic Chiefs for you. Tato says that is our downfall for signing available players instead of going for players we need. I believe we need an attacking player who's gonna dictate teams in the field of play. Yebo bra, I agree. Le ndaba ukuthi sifuna nje umuntu available ukuthi unjani asinandaba. Cause no akum naye samsayina kanjalo kwiZesco. Sasifuna ukhambule thina naye ugcina flopper but understandable lokwakhe. Ziningi izinto esingakhuluma ngokhambule but angazi akum ukuthi wayapi. Angimazi ngempela. And then who played uthi gender based violence straight. Umthokozisi Majola says Chiefs must sign this guy. Pair him with Ditlokwe and have Ngezana playing right back position. Dove on the left and push Solomons and Riv in the middle as wingers. Siya defender ke phela la course. Si defend impela ke. Masidlalisa onke lama defend Ungezana is right back. Ungezana phela makeshift right back. He's not like the natural right back. He's playing there cause there is no one. Yo ngaba defensive leyo team sidlalisa ma defender ama center back awu3 unnatural and then Solomons and then Frost and then Dove, 6 defenders. Singakhala ngempela. Singakhala ngempela ama defender maningi ngablawo Khosi amakhosi badigi lawo ba defender Khosi Mthokozisi ayi Khosi kusele 4 spots eteamini and 6 is taken by defenders. Where is the creativity? Anyway, Blade says Nhlanhla and then Nhlanhla bebingelela. They must first of all look at the background of a player. They do care about that. I don't think they care about that. Chiefs. If a player is available, Chiefs will go for that player. That's just what I've come to realize in recent history. Tina, we go for available players, not the players that we need. And then Zandile says if we are to sign a centre back, giving him Simang is the only one who would make sense. Otherwise, our attack isn't really strong. Rather replace Kama. I've said this thing. I've given him Simang. We're not signing that guy, and that's why we've been exploring. And I think what Titlokwe is that Kandala Vele Laba blank. Utitloko I think is coming to replace that thing ebizokwenziwa umsimang. Kune poll by the way, you can vote ukuthi do you think he's coming to do you think it would be a good idea to sign him? And then ngenza nje into ngabe yini yona le. I agree we need to replace ama forwards because no Kama bayahamba. Sawenkosi says Caleb got his chance. He failed dismally. He's a scam actually. It's a mini league without Chiefs, says who played. And then Buisile says we need ball players from the middle to strikers. Yinto yokugqibela I defender. Yeah, we don't need a defender right now. But yeah, we might need a defender after we solidify other areas in our play, but not a defender right now. Amokhelang David says, do you ever see an instance where Caleb is playing alongside Woodside? Maybe that could work. No, it won't work. Personally, I feel like it wouldn't work because it doesn't matter whether you play Caleb with Messi, Ronaldo, Iniesta, Xavi. If a grown man, if a grown man cannot make the right movements to the box, if a grown man who's a striker cannot find spaces, you understand me? If a man cannot find spaces and you call yourself a striker, but you can't make the right movements inside the box, you can't hit the ball, yet you are tall. What hope do you have? Akekho umuntu odlala nawo ngisho too creative kanjani. They will never find you because you are always hiding behind a defender or you are always making a wrong move. So then it's the waste of our time to then try and say there's a lack of creativity. We need to find someone who's going to create things for Caleb. Caleb uyaboza, and that's a fact. I won't go as far as calling him a scam. I will just say I don't think it's good enough for the Chiefs, and he has proven all over and time again. And yes, he can go to Super Sport and he can go and smash it, but with Chiefs ngeke, because Osail badlala ibhola bona and Caleb doesn't. So that's my thing. So no, I don't think it would work. Uzwane might play them together, but I don't think that will work. Because Soloku Shama Cross must cut up. And then Walter says, remember, it won't make commercial sense for Sundowns to be the only club they don't have a following, Bab. So it means to promote African, they don't have a following, Bab. So it won't. Walter, where's your comment? Remember, it won't make commercial sense for Sundowns to be the only club they don't have a following, Baba. So it means to promote African football. That thing of Sundowns being club is not true. But in indaba when angithi phela isekutheni they decrease the number of clubs who are going to play because of sponsorship, because they proposed this huge thing and they said, oh, it's going to happen, and everyone believed that was going to happen because they announced this huge amount of money that was going to be available for everyone. But the problem was that they couldn't back sikhuluma nge-Super League manje ukuthi they couldn't come up with the funds according to reports, and because they couldn't come up with the funds, they had to make teams fewer. So now the proposal has been ukuthi okay, now we'll make teams fewer, but if the tournament is good enough, then we use that to go to investors and say, this is how the tournament is done. And since the tournament is done this well, we can move on to phase 2 and make it better. It's the same thing that happened with the 48-man World Cup, 48-team World Cup. Uguti baqale baye proposal and then it was rejected because it wasn't feasible. But now they found a way to sponsor it again. So now it's going to happen. What's the C-Club World Cup as well. So kukhona ukuthi indaba yemali is the problem. So they might be forced, because how would they justify taking Chiefs over Sundowns for a Super League? You know, so because if they say the point is developing South African football and Sundowns is performing well or better in African football, and then you take your Chiefs because they have more fans, then basically you are saying it's about who can bring us more fans or who can buy more tickets. And that means this is more about money rather than promoting the sport. So that's why I'm saying it makes sense why they're picking Sundowns ahead of the Chiefs. And the other teams that have been snapped, I think between Wydad and Raja, one of them has been taken out because they can take one team from Morocco. So uyabona nje ukuthi o Esperance ngeke babe khona. So it's that's the other thing. And then Plate says Mpilo missing clear chance goal scoring opportunity got nothing to do with injuries. In fact, uyaboza nje ukhamba ayo Plate ukhathela ukhamba ona Plate uthi nje uyaboza nje level. Spear says Walter, don't make us laugh. I think he's referring to when Walter said we have the best scouting in South African football. Nangu Walter pendulela. Well, remember Sundowns is always hijacking our signings, Babu. So yes. Well, yeah, but not always, right? Not always, because how many can we point to and say these were our signings? Because the recent one would obviously be Abubakar Nazir. But did they really? That's the story that we know. Guti was wanted by Chiefs. But I mean, what I didn't even know is that he actually trialed with Sundowns, which tells me Uguti he wasn't like so close to signing for Chiefs as we might have initially thought. That to me translates to he was a player who was looking for a team, and the Chiefs yayenza kancane, and then wagcineka kwi-Sundowns, which essentially says if your scouting is good enough, the connection between scouting and recruitment should be very easy. So if you don't have that good connection, that means your scouting process is not good as we might say. Oh, Walter is saying, oh, we are sticking Walter. And then Uti, oh yeah, Nombule, you're right. Yeah, I know the discussion is about scouting. I've just skipped comments. Let me continue with these comments. I'll get to your comment. Oh, we are way over time. And then Blade is saying Sahel is always available in the box, which proves the good Caleb uyasibhedela, because Sahel is doing the things that we want Caleb to be doing. So yini ehlula Caleb again, because literally we replaced Caleb, we brought in Sahel. So player for player, here to Sahel we see him more than Caleb. So inkinga must be Caleb then. Umthetho says Walusimbi, who signed these players, Casivaro, Chirambandara. Hey, ungaqala stress mina, please. I don't want to be stressed. Who's going to watch mini league, or I mean Super League games without Chiefs in SA? Vele nje kuzoba nenkinga nje vele nale Super League if they don't find ways of making it fun. And now if I was an investor, I wouldn't invest in Super League. It's way too risky, because what's the guarantee good people will attend? I mean, people don't even attend the AFCON. So how are they all of a sudden going to attend these Super League games? It's risky. Uspio says, my gut feeling tells me we need a certain Mtanzan. They blew that move right now. Unless they are planning on signing a pre-contract, or they've signed a pre-contract. Never know with the Chiefs. Walter says, Belo, this guy hasn't played even 10 games already. You're writing off Caleb. No, guys. Sahel himself hasn't played enough games. Caleb, when I Walter. Caleb young stress. I think I've seen a lot of games that Caleb to know ukuthi anyone in our team, leave Usail out. Usail has only played 2 games, so asimbeke eceleni Usail and just talk about uLokunje, uCaleb. Anginandaba no ukuthi Usail is playing how. All I care about at this point is the fact that anyone can do better than Caleb. And we have seen that happening. Everyone who has played that position has played better than Caleb. That's all I will have to say on that. Besides in the Sahel, Mteto says Caleb is not a soccer ball player. I'm not comfortable with reading someone calling football soccer. Mteto, we're not Americans. It's football. I know we call it Premier Soccer League. We're using language in America. It's football. Anyways, that's not the point. Caleb is not a football player. Maybe something else like basketball. Played says Patrice is a scam. How are you, Patrice? Who also says Caleb is gonna be fine, guys. Let's have patience. Sahel as well can play as an inverted winger. Find someone else. Literally anyone else. Umthetho Sosibo says happy Valentine's to you, Kosi Nation. Angingeni mina Valentine's, but thank you for the happy Valentine's to you, Kosi Nation. Walter says Mbule and Abu Bakar Nazir, but still angisho the discussion here is about scouting. Yes, yeah, sure. I get you. Kukhona lokhu ukuthi vele if you think about it, Umbule naye was just about him picking a better team because and that might have to do with the super sports as well, right? Because that's like it's like we went to a development Sundowns and tried to get a player from there, and they had to go to trying to get a player from them, and because of that, then they signed the player who is or was playing in their development. So yeah. Yeah, ekambule i-trick nayo i-trick wena Walter. But yes, I do agree ukuthi we have had cases in the past where we found players first and Sundowns has sort of hijacked our players. Then few more comments. Who says Umsanko says Caleb is worse than Kama while Kama is even playing. That Caleb, I've been watching him. He can't pass, trap, move, is a wheelbarrow. Blade says Chiefs can only be able to get Tanzania on a pre-contract. Besides that, as coach, and whether they could sign him now if they are serious. Simba is asking if Bafana was Guichen tournament. I don't think so. Abang, we can't even qualify for Ichen. I don't remember hearing anything about the squad going to Ichen. Ubuile says, how will the formation of Chiefs be if we get Umo Mendieta Mtanzane, and who's gonna get game time? What about the formation? The formation would still be the same. It's just that kuna abantu abazodla bench because Dupre would probably move to right winger, and then Mtanzane will play as a 10 or will sit on the bench, and then Umdu starts or Mtanzane starts, whatever. and then yeah, they will get game time. The point is we lack depth, and Modi will still play as a starter or come on in the second half, but they will get game time because literally you are bringing in 3 good players: Mendieta off the left wing, Modi on the right wing, Mtanzane through the middle. You can start them, you can bring them on second half. What they do though is they give you bench like with second half Maubuga on the 55th minute. You're like, okay, my front four is not doing anything, so you just make 4 changes at once with that quality. Banbazoba sinking in. So game time ngeke that much. Formation will stay the same too. Walter says we need time, guys. Our midfield as well is always chopping and changing. Without a proper mid, will always have inconsistent performances. Let's give him time. When Caleb sengihlukumeze kakhulu ngicela ukusho nje lokho, is not good for my mental health. Caleb Unhlanhla says Caleb's aerial strength or lack of it is a concern for me. Exactly. How are you that tall yet you fail to hit balls? Right? You don't compete. Spear says sorry Coast National, but Sundowns is worthy of watching if you are cold and black fan. And then who played is asking questions. Kodwa mamthembu menza nobaba umdungu. Hey, awuyeko mamthembu. Nembuzo eminingi when I played. Ubillion says, Caleb has good passes. We need to understand football, guys. Let's not ruin good things. Kahleni bafethu, kahleni. Caleb. No, kahleni. Umvuyi comes in and is saying kulukudu ndafika. Ufika sesihamba ke wemvuyi. Guys, we've gone 24 minutes over time, and we're not supposed to go this long. Just a reminder, you can become the member of this channel. It's only 20 rands per month. You get exclusive access to my video 2 hours before they go live, or an hour before they go live, depending on how many members we have. So for now, members get the videos 30 minutes before they go live, because senzela ukuthi is interact nabo before everyone else comments. So members are given preferential access first, and then everyone else can get the video. So yeah, it's only 20 rands per month. And yeah, please help the channel, help me get more things to to become the member of the channel. Mina ngiyazi indaba yakho Blade ukuthi kanjani. I will just check with YouTube. I will send them an email eshisa ukuthi people are trying to join but you are stopping them. Yeah, let's just hire a striker coach. I agree with you when up Walter in that regard. Aisha, I wish Ngosi Mpile can pick up his socks so that that boy can transform that midfield. Kulele kuye ngempela because umshini naye nje bakithi ayi kubuye kube ngathi akasithatha serious. So there you have it. The poll says 60% of people say this would be a good idea and 39 people say no. 64 votes. That's it. Guys, thank you so much. I will see you Masankulma left back on tomorrow's video and also on tomorrow's live stream at 7:30. Thank you for watching. I will see you on the next one, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelumoy. Ciao. Better ciao, better.